Hello everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to do a basic drain and fill. For the most part, this is going to be the same process for a lot of vehicles. I will explain the discrepancies for other vehicles. Mine has a drain plug, so it's going to be a lot easier, but I'll explain what you need to do for those of you without a drain plug. So, first thing you're going to want to do is locate and identify where your transmission pan is. Mine is a front wheel drive, so actually this is my transmission pan and it's literally connected to the transmission right here. Okay, so we're gonna grab our pan and line it up underneath there. Let me set you all up real quick. Okay, and we're back. So for instance, on mine, all I gotta do is, it's gonna be like an oil change. And we're just gonna take off that nut right there that I showed you. We'll get that transmission fluid out. I'm gonna go wipe my hand while it's draining. So for me, it's gonna be easier because I got the drain plug, right? For you, maybe you don't have the drain plug. And if you don't have the drain plug, okay, what you're gonna end up having to do is take off each and every one of your bolts that are surrounding the pan. Okay, and how you're gonna want to do that is you're gonna crack all the bolts. Okay, crack them. And then you're gonna slightly lower one side at a time. Preferably, since you're under the car and the top is raised, you're gonna wanna do it from the back side. Okay, you're gonna want to do it from the back side. That's gonna be your dropping side. That way you've got gravity and all of that. You're gonna have to catch it. Whenever you do it that way, if it's your first time doing it and you don't know if it's been done, replace the gasket. Okay, replace the gasket. Then specifically, you've got to figure out your torque specs, and when you put it back on, you're gonna have to torque down each of those bolts to a certain torque. Okay, that's how you're gonna have to do it if you don't have a simple drain plug like I do. You're gonna have to take off each and every one of those surrounding. I think on like the Chrysler 300, when I did that one, it was like, what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like between 7 and 10 bolts that I had to take off, and there was no drain plug scenario. So I had to do it that way. And then I did the 3-stage, so I had to do that 3 times. And that's what I was going to tell you next. So now that we're drip drain dropped, let's go ahead and put this back on. Okay. Then I'm going to tighten it with about as much force as it took to take off. All right. And let me get a new angle. All right, everybody, we're back, and we got the new angle. So look, before we even get started, whatever you take out of the transmission is what you put back in. If you bought too much, then you bought too much. If you bought too little, that really sucks for you. Make sure you buy too much, so that way you can return the rest. Now, for instance, I was under the impression that I was going to drain out 3.5 quarts. What came out is just under 2. So I am going to put just under 2, even though I bought 4 quarts. Don't assume that you took it all out just because it poured out. Specifically with the transmission, they're super sensitive, and you need to put in exactly what you take out. Moving forward, you need to find how to put it in. Where? There's not one of these anywhere, right? So for my case, I have a dipstick for the transmission right here that I can take out. I can put my hose in there. I give it some pumps and it'll distribute it inside. Not everybody has a dipstick. Sometimes you got to still be underneath the transmission and you got to find the transmission tube, in which case the pump is still going to be your best friend, because how you going to pour this inside of there when you're under the car and your hand barely fits? So you got to find a way to fill it up. Somewhere down there, if you don't have one up here, which is an access point, there is a fill opening, a fill drain plug, a fill plug that you need to take off, and it'll generally be vertical or high and horizontal. In which case, if it's high and horizontal, you fill it up and still it starts pouring out. Then you know you're at the correct level. You quickly put it on. Boom. If it's vertical, the same thing, except it's vertical, and it needs to be at that higher level versus the lower level. So for my transmission, it takes this one. That's what Google says. I couldn't find the correct letters, but this one works apparently. So we're going to use this one. So I'm going to take off the dipstick, and you can see on the dipstick it does say automatic transmission oil. Okay, so we're going to take that over here, put it to the side, figure out which one is your push and pull on the pump. All right, that's my suction. So here's my push, and I'm gonna just drop this in quite a bit of ways. I don't want it to come out. Now, since I'm here by myself, I've got to be a little creative. So we're going to place this here. We'll put that inside. And now we do this suction game. Actually, I'm going to turn it around this way so I can see the fluid level. All right. That seems to be it for the first one. Whoops. So now I'm thinking like maybe up to the number 8 right here. Yeah, I'm thinking like the number 8. I'm just gonna take a solid guess. So we're gonna try to get as close to that as possible. It's almost 2. It's definitely almost 2. No! Fuck. Alright, only a little itty bitty spilt. I caught it in time. Alright, that's right at the 8. Let's get the rest of this in here. Okay. Yeah, I feel pretty good about that. Okay. So we take that back out. Put it to the side. Let's grab this. Put it right here. And then we get our dipstick. Close it back up. Now, something important that you need to do before you do anything else is turn the car on and go through the gears. Okay, you got to go through the gears. You got to hold the brake, put it in reverse, let it hard shift, put it in neutral, let it shift out of reverse, put it in drive, let it shift out of neutral. And then if you can go through the gears individually with the numbers, that's something that you want to do. You're going to want to do this holding on each section for like 4 seconds, 5 seconds per section. And then do this for like 5 minutes. It's going to be a lot. It's going to feel like a long time. We're going to do it together. All right. So now that we are in the car with the car on, and we just did that transmission oil change, we got to cycle through the gears. So here's the gears. We're gonna go park, drive, reverse. You're gonna want to do this for a while. Now, some people will tell you that you don't need to go to L and 2, that you just need to go PRND, and that's fine. You can listen to them. I'm not truly convinced that I have to go all the way through the numbers either, but I do it just for a safe caution. And the more you do it, the more you'll feel the shifts get easier and easier. Alright, it's starting to get a lot easier. I'm not hearing it nearly as hard as it was in the very beginning. Feels a lot smoother now. We're only at 3 minutes. Oh yeah. It's feeling better and better. Nice. right, and now we're done. Okay, if you like this, like and subscribe, follow for more.